Hello. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-care. Now, for those of you that don't know, I found a really good definition about self-care from Fort Garry Women's Resource Centre. They define self-care as the care provided for you by you. It is about identifying your own needs and taking steps to meet them. It's taking the time to do some of the activities that nurture you. Self-care is about taking proper care of yourself and treating yourself as kindly as you treat others. Now, I think this is a really good definition. I've only really learned about self-care myself over the past couple of years or so, since learning more about mental health and mental health issues. It's not really something that is given a lot of thought in modern society, in a lot of cultures. I think it's a very, very important thing that shouldn't be overlooked. So self-care is basically, in essence, doing things for yourself, for your own needs. And I think in modern, at least British culture and British society, because that's the perspective I'm coming from, this is definitely something that is low down on the pecking order. We're quite overworked as a society. We are encouraged to focus on what is the next deadline to meet, what is the next thing we can contribute to society, rather than caring for ourselves and putting the focus on ourselves, which I think should be rectified. So I've thought through a couple of tips that I've gathered either through research or just through my own sort of experience that I would like to share to you about self-care and how you can take better care of yourself. Now, I'm hoping that this will serve as inspiration for you to then go forward with it and add to the list little things that for you personally would be self-care. Because everyone is different, everyone has different likes and dislikes, things work for some that don't work for others, and so forth. And it's exactly the same for self-care. So, tip 1 is eat healthy and exercise. Now, you're probably rolling your eyes because what sort of health directed video is not going to mention exercise and eating healthily? You see it everywhere. It's kind of drummed into our heads no matter what we're reading, but there is a reason for that, and it's because physical exercise and eating well and healthily for ourselves benefits both physical health and mental health. So I'm not going to go into detail about what you can do to eat healthily. I'm sure you know that already, and exactly the same for exercise. But one thing I do like to stress about exercise in particular is that it doesn't have to be a very, very stressful, very intense workout to benefit. Just any kind of activity that gets you moving. It can be something like yoga and Pilates, which is quite soft and quite gentle. It can be swimming, it can be a sport, it can be anything else. So don't always think straight away you have to become a devout gym goer to be fulfilling your daily quota of exercise. You don't. And just an underlying point, I'm being very hypocritical here, because anyone who knows me knows that I loathe exercise and any kind of physical activity, and I will move the minimum amount necessary. So this is definitely something I need to work on myself. And tip 2 would be getting enough sleep for yourself. Now, this is easier said than done. I'm very aware of this because a lot of people suffer with insomnia. A lot of people have difficulty sleeping through having children, having illnesses, having physical pains, and a variety of other issues. But I'm just talking about here maximising your potential sleep hours. So taking control of what we can take control of, and that is things like going to bed at a sensible time, having a winding down half an hour or hour before this time, maybe limiting your sort of intake of technology and looking at screens, maybe reading a book, not engaging in anything too physical or exciting, maybe watching TV, just having a relaxing time. I might do a video in the future on insomnia and tips to deal with insomnia, because I have experienced that myself, unfortunately. So I have a few tips of things that I've tried and that I feel can help. But that's for another video. So the third tip would be generally taking time out every single day for yourself. Taking time out for yourself to do things that you want to do, to relax, to have fun, to do things purely for you. So that could be like having a bath at the end of the day, having a pamper session, painting your nails, playing video games, anything, watching your favourite TV programmes, listening to your favourite music. There's so many different ways that we can do this for ourselves, which really help us. And although at the time you can feel like you're not really doing much for yourself, overall it does improve your mood, it improves your sort of mental capabilities, it improves basically everything, life. I have one book recommendation that I do want to mention, which sort of encapsulates the idea of self-care. Let me read the title out. It's a Danish book, so I'm probably going to get the names completely wrong and everything, but it's called The Little Book of Hygge, The Danish Way to Live Well, by Meik, Wiking. And I've started reading this book, and it's sort of a book you can dip in and out of. It's about the Danish art of Hygge, which essentially is a type of self-care. The Danish are a lot better at sort of maximising their time for emotional well-being and health, and Hygge is a part of their everyday culture, which I think is a really good thing that perhaps other cultures should adopt a bit more. Another really good thing I want to mention is my friend Carl. He is in partnership with a girl called Uzma in a duo called Caruzmatic, and they've recently done a video covering the app Headspace, which really helps for breathing exercises and enabling a bit of sort of mindfulness when we're feeling stressed and overwhelmed. And I really think it's a great video and a great app. So I will leave a link in the description, and you should definitely check that out, because also things like meditation and breathing exercises can really help us sort of relax and just take stock and sit back and look at the bigger picture of our lives when we're feeling a bit stressed, and is a type of self-care in itself. So definitely worth a look. So good luck with your self-care journeys. Make sure you never feel guilty about engaging in self-care. I'm working on it myself, and I hope you are too. So thank you for watching, and see you maybe again soon. Wanted to mention was my friend Carl and his partner